Hi everyone, I'm Orange's mom. Today, we'll crochet a hat. I'm using 8-ply yarn and a 5.0 mm hook. We'll crochet it from scratch. It's a simple couple's hat design. This hat pattern is very easy. You can make it quickly. If you like, you can add a leather tag in front or other decorations to enhance it. This hat suits all ages and genders. We'll work in rows, then we'll form the hat shape. We'll crochet the hat shape while working in rows, then joining at the end. Finally, we'll add an edge. Make a slip knot at the end. Use the hook to start like this. Hook this foundation chain. We'll chain 40 stitches. The stitch count here determines the hat's depth and circumference, not the overall hat size. It's unrelated to that. With orange blue yarn, chain 40 after chaining. Hold the 40th chain stitch. Now we'll start the first row first. Make 2 standing stitches. These don't count in the total. Now we'll crochet along until we reach the 40th stitch. Okay, now crochet right to left. This is our first stitch. Insert hook in the outer loop. Enter from here. Bring the yarn over. You'll see 3 loops on hook. Let's make another stitch and another one. A medium length stitch. That's the first stitch. Beginners can mark it crochet to the second stitch, outer loop, only 3 loops on hook, yarn over, pull through. Repeat, we've done 30 medium stitches. Now 7 short ones. After 7 short, 3 left. Do 3 long stitches, first row done. Chain 1, turn work. Now we're at the first stitch. Ignore the turning chain. This is the first stitch. Again, work in the outer loop only. Now we'll work these 40 stitches in order. So first we'll hook 3 pin needles. For new sisters, you can mark the first needle on this braid. Now we've hooked 2. Each stitch starts from the outer half. After 3 pin needles, we'll do 7 short stitches in a row. After 7 short stitches, we'll do 30 medium long stitches consecutively. This is the first one. This is the second. Okay, just like this. 30 medium long stitches, no more, no less. Hook until the mark. For the last stitch, we'll also enter from the outer half. That's 30 medium long stitches. We've now completed 2 rows. Next, we'll repeat the hooking method from the first and second rows. This side is the hat brim and this side with pin needles is the hat top, where we start. Okay. This hooking method is simple. When we hook this side, remember to use 2 lock pins to stand up. For the last stitch of the second row, we'll also enter from the outer half. Okay, now we're at the outer half. Let's start hooking. For the first medium long stitch, beginners can make a mark. The hook method of this row is also the third row. The hook method for the single speed row is the same as for the first row, 30 medium and long needles in a row without adding or decreasing hooks. Then 7 short needles, followed by 3 extraction needles. Then I came to this side, the 4th row, then every 2 speed row, Fourth row, its hook is the same as in the second row. This side is just a hook to stand up with a shrinking needle. Then there are 3 extraction needles and 7 short needles, another 30 medium and long needles. Okay, let's just keep repeating the hook of the first and second rows. Keep hooking until you need a width that you need, that is, hook to the size of the circumference of a hat that you need. The hat hooked to the size he needed. If you can't be sure you are hooked up to about a distance, just put it on your head and try to take it around the circle a little narrower than your own head is fine. Here we suggest hooking to this place. That's where the top of the hat is. Let's hook the end of our thread to this brim and this place. Here's what about after the last stitch is done. We can just go and disconnect. After the wire is broken, let's pull the line out, wear a suture needle to perform the stitches. What about this stitching? Actually, this hook is good. Afterward, both sides are the same on both sides. Everyone chooses the side that they think is relatively flat as the front. And then we're inside this stitch it on the reverse side. Let the front of this hat be opposite. Well, whatever you now thread on the opposite side of this, it's still on your own side, close to yourself. The method is all the same. Okay, on our side, right on the side of the needle, we just put it inside the first stitch, just the other half of the braid that was left at that time. Let's just wear it a thread. Okay, let's drag the line over like this. This is the first needle here, and then the first needle on the opposite side. Let's just wear this outer half stitch. Okay, let's tighten the string and tighten it. Our general habit is that the first shot will go one more time. So let's put the first needle through again, tighten the thread well after it was tightened, and then we have the second shot. Okay, let's get the second stitch here. The opposite of the braid is the second stitch. We are also picking the outer half of the needle. We use this method of stitching also to tighten this line next up for the third needle, the third stitch for the face. Good, we'll sew it one by one. One stitch matches one stitch, no missed stitches in the middle, sew to the top of our hat. Now it's all sewn up. Remember the last stitch, go over it once more after sewing. For these 2 thread ends, we can tie a knot here to secure it. Finally, after closing the top, hide the starting thread. Next, we'll close the hat top, closing. The top is simple. We'll just thread through thread each vertical line, one done, onto the next thread around like this. Thread through all of them. Thread to the last stitch. Pull it all tight like this. After one round, tighten it, pull it to close the top. No holes up here, one round may loosen easily, so we'll use those stitches. We can go around again, or even 2 more rounds. After 2, 3 rounds, pull tight to close the top with no holes, then hide the thread to hide, go 1, 2 more rounds along stitches. Secure. Finally, cut off extra thread. Now, after trimming threads, we can turn the whole hat inside out. This is the hat's outside. Now let's turn up the brim, and there you have it. The hat is all done.